In the previous video, we have done up to how to use present tenses. So from today, we go further. In this session, we will talk about how to use past tenses and future tenses. So let me remind you a bit about what we have done till now. Tense basically means it is time. So we have three times in our life. We can describe time in three important sections, that is past, which is the time before now, and the present, which is the time, current time, and the future, the time which is going to come after now. So we have three types of tense: past, present, and future. But tense also describe how far the action or event has gone through, or in other words, we can say whether the action or event is continuing or is completed. So, these tenses we can discuss in four forms. First one, simple, which describe the action or event as simply as possible. Then continuous, or you can say present, continuous or progressive, in which the action mentioned is shown as an incomplete one or in a state of still progressing. Then we have perfect, in which the action is shown to be a completed or perfected one. And lastly, perfect continuous, in which the action is shown to be continuing from a time over a long period of time and still being continued. So we have 12 forms of tenses, 3 times 4 forms, so 12 forms of tenses. There are 12 forms of tenses in active voice, but in passive voice we have only 8. So simple present tense are used to describe an event or action which takes place at the present time, just simply saying the action. And more importantly, simple present tense are used to express truth, okay, and the habitual action. Then present continuous tense are used to describe an action which is continuing in the present time. Then present perfect tense are used to express or indicate a completed action. Then present perfect continuous tense are used to express an action which was continuing since or over a long period of time. Okay, so now let's discuss about how to use past tense. Like present tenses, we have four forms of past tenses. So simple past, simple past is also known as past indefinite, past continuous. Past continuous is also known as past progressive. And number third, past perfect and past perfect continuous. So first of all, let's discuss how to use simple past. Simple past are written in the form of subject plus the second form of verb. We have conjugation of verb in which a verb is written in three forms: present, past, and past participle. That past form of verb in the conjugation of a verb is also known as the second form of verb. So When should we write any action in such a form subject plus B2? It is when we are going to talk about a habitual or regular action which was being done in the past. For example, as a student, I wore school uniforms. During my childhood, when I was a student, when I go to school, I wore school uniform. Then, in another uh, use, simple past can be used to denote an completed action which was completed just recently, or when you want to give more emphasis on the completed action. So, to express a completed action, most of the time simple past tense are associated with some adverbium of past times like last year, any year, a previous year, like that. So, Manas left school last year. Here, the speaker want to emphasize on the action of leaving the school in the previous year. So, whenever when you do exercise on tenses, you find a past time above denoting any past time, you must fill up that blank with simple past. So let's just in the second example, I admired Mary Com. Sorry, I admired Mary Com. In my childhood, as I wanted to become a sports person, I admired Mary Com. But right now, I am engaged in some other professionalism. So, admiring Mary Com is no more my action. So, in such type of situation, we use simple past. Now, let's see how to use past continuous. Past continuous are written in the form of subject, then followed by was or were. Was is used for singular subject and were is used for plural subject, followed by the ing form of verb. Ing form of verb means verb plus ing, or you can say present participle. So to describe the action which was going on at some point of time in the past, we use past continuous. I was studying during the lockdown. Then, to describe an action that was in progress when another action took place, this is very important. This second usage of past continuous is very important because in our exams, many such questions comes uh, regarding this usage. When I saw Coco, he was eating the rice cakes. So here in this sentence, we compare two actions. One with the action of seeing, then another the action of eating. But the action of seeing is just for a momentary, means yamna teenba matam amakhakineba. So that shorter action is usually written in simple past, whereas the action which is going to take place for a longer period of time is written in past continuous. Then now let's discuss about past perfect. Perfect form are usually denote an completed action. So so as so as for past perfect. So past perfect is used to denote an action completed at some point of time in the past. Okay. So yes, here you can ask one question. Present perfect tense also used to denote past that any action which is completed in some point of time. Then how can we distinguish between past perfect and the past perfect continuous? And here also in the simple past it is mentioned that the action simple past is also used to denote completed action. So how are we going to differentiate? Here lies the answer. Past perfect is usually used when there is a comparison of two actions, okay, two simultaneous action. I mean, so let's see the example. When I reached the station, the bus had left. So here in this sentence, we encounter two actions which were taken place at at the very same time. So these two actions are happening simultaneously. But these two simultaneous action, we can distinguish again which action took first and which action took later. So the action which took place earlier is usually written in past perfect, so as the bus had left. So here in this sentence, the speaker really want to mean that he missed the bus because the bus had already left the station before he reached there. So let's observe another function. Past perfect is used to give reason for something in the past. For any action, there is some cause and some reason, and it do have result. To express why the action was taken place, we use past perfect. He had forgotten his past, so he could not remember you. Right now, a person cannot remember me because he had already forgotten his past. Now, past perfect continuous tense are also used to indicate a past hope or desire. But in such type of sentence, we usually find hope, think, expect. So, for example, he had hope to become a pilot. Here, the person he admired to be a pilot, but right now he is engaged in another profession, for example, teaching. So, he had hope to become a pilot. Now, let's discuss about past perfect continuous. Past perfect continuous are written in the form of subject plus had plus after had we should put been, and that the verb is also to be written in ing form. Then, how we are going to use this past perfect tense, past perfect continuous tense? Past perfect continuous tense are used to show an action that had been going on before another action, which is being taken place earlier than another action. So here you find a similar function between these two, past perfect and past perfect continuous. Then how are we going to differentiate? So whenever you use past perfect continuous, then you are supposed to have a since, and that earlier action should be should have a sense of ongoing of in progression. ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯗꯤ past perfect continuous tense ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯒꯗꯕ ꯃꯇꯝ ꯑꯗꯨꯗꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯃꯥꯡꯒꯤ action ꯅꯠꯇ꯭ꯔꯒ event ꯑꯗꯨ ꯃꯇꯝ ꯈꯔ ꯆꯠꯊꯗꯨꯅ ꯂꯩꯔꯝꯃꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯒꯤ sense ꯑꯃꯈꯛ ꯄꯤꯒꯅꯤꯕ. ꯑꯁꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ sense ꯑꯁꯤ ꯄꯤꯅꯕꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛꯇ we usually use since ꯅꯠꯇ꯭ꯔꯒ for. Since for ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯤ ꯑꯁꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ sentence ꯑꯁꯤꯗ ꯌꯥꯎꯔꯝꯒꯅꯤꯕ ꯀꯣ ꯑꯗꯨꯀꯥꯟꯗꯨꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ past perfect continuous tense ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯤ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯒꯅꯤꯕ. But past perfect ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯤꯗꯗꯤ ꯊꯕꯛ ꯑꯃꯗꯣꯁꯨ ꯂꯣꯏꯈꯤꯕ, ꯊꯕꯛ ꯑꯃ ꯊꯣꯛꯇ꯭ꯔꯤꯉꯩꯗ ꯂꯣꯏꯈ꯭ꯔꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯒꯤ ꯑꯁꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯛꯄ ꯃꯇꯝꯗꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ past perfect ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯒꯅꯤ. Past perfect continuous나 ꯑꯩꯅ ꯁꯤ ꯇꯧꯔꯤꯉꯩꯗ ꯊꯕꯛꯇꯣ ꯁꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯇꯧꯗꯨꯅ ꯂꯩ ꯀꯥꯏꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯗꯨꯗ ꯀꯣ ꯑꯩꯅ say for example he had been sleeping for an hour when I heard the noise. So say suppose I heard a noise and I got woke up. ꯑꯩ ꯍꯧꯒꯠꯂꯦ, ꯑꯩ ꯃꯈꯣꯟ ꯑꯃ ꯇꯥꯔꯦ, ꯑꯩ ꯍꯧꯒꯠꯂꯦ ꯀꯣ ꯀꯔꯤꯒꯤ ꯍꯧꯒꯠꯂꯛꯏꯕ? ꯑꯩꯅ ꯃꯈꯣꯟ ꯑꯃ ꯇꯥꯕꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯀꯣ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯂꯣꯡꯒꯔ ꯄꯦꯔꯠ ꯑꯃꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯇꯧꯒꯗꯧꯔꯤꯕ ꯊꯕꯛ ꯑꯦꯛꯁꯟ ꯁ꯭ꯂꯤꯞꯄꯤꯡ ꯁꯠ ꯂꯥꯎ ꯇꯨꯝꯃꯨꯕꯗꯤ ꯌꯥꯔꯣꯏꯗꯕꯅꯤꯅ ꯀꯣ ꯃꯇꯝ ꯈꯔꯗꯤ ꯆꯪꯒꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯝ ꯀꯣ ꯆꯠꯊꯗꯨꯅ ꯂꯩꯒꯅꯤ. ꯑꯁꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯁ꯭ꯂꯤꯞꯄꯤꯡ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯤ ꯃꯇꯝ ꯈꯔ ꯆꯠꯊꯗꯨꯅ ꯂꯩꯒꯗꯧꯔꯤꯕꯅꯤꯅ ꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯀꯩꯅꯣꯁꯤꯗꯤ ꯀꯔꯤꯗ ꯏꯒꯅꯤ? past perfect continuousꯇ ꯏꯕꯤꯒꯅꯤ. ꯑꯗꯨꯒ just momentary ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯊꯣꯛꯀꯗꯧꯔꯤꯕ ꯊꯧꯗꯣꯛ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ simple pastꯇ ꯏꯒꯅꯤꯕ. Past perfect continuous के another important function is that it is used to talk about repeated action in the past. Any repeated action, hanjan hanjan tauba action ko ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯑꯃ ꯊꯥꯏꯅꯒꯤ ꯃꯇꯝ ꯑꯃꯗ ꯍꯟꯖꯟ ꯍꯟꯖꯟ ꯇꯧꯗꯨꯅ ꯂꯩꯔꯝꯕ ꯊꯕꯛ ꯑꯃꯈꯛ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯨꯝꯕꯗꯣ ꯍꯥꯏꯅꯕꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛꯇ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯀꯔꯤ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯩ? Past perfect continuous. Example, Sauber had been trying to make up his loss. Okay, let's have another class on future. Let's combine together. Okay, so stay tuned. Have a nice day. Stay tuned.